Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Nurin Akila binti Cian, matrix number 33DIB 20F1004. So today, my group's mate and I, which is Izzatul Jannah binti Cik Kamarudin 23DIB 20F1005, also Ani Shakira binti Abdul Aziz 23DIB 20F1007, and lastly Nur Lailatul Amirah binti Matzum, which is 23DIB 20F1035. So today, we will present about risk management and Takaful planning in section of Takaful product, and also topic Islam investment planning in Shariah concept of investment. So without wasting any time, let's get started. In this beautiful morning, I will present about Takaful product. So Takaful product, it is divided into two parts, namely general Takaful and family Takaful. So my part, I will go one by one in general Takaful, and my teammates will continue the next topic of this presentation. So let's start with my part, which is general Takaful. So general Takaful is similar concept with Takaful family, which still under Tabaru and have contract of akad. It is also provide the benefit of protection only during the period of coverage. It was very important in the area of financial planning, as those all aspects are represent one of the driving components in the advice and recommendation. So let's start with operational of general Takaful. It is divided into two things, which is Mudharabah and Wakalah. So first, we go through to the Mudharabah. So Mudharabah is the profit that operations of Takaful is managed by the Mudharib to be shared between the participant as the providers of capital and the Mudharib as the entrepreneur. So next is Wakalah. So it is an agent on behalf of the participant and earns a fee, which is Wakalah fee. The fee is based on the agreed ratio of investment to profit of the Takaful funds. So next slides, we will go further to the general Takaful motto. So it is by the Road Transport Act 1987. Other than that, all motor vehicles should be insured at least for liabilities for third parties. Moreover, it is applied to two types of vehicle, which is private car, commercial vehicle, included three-wheel carries. So next slide, we have general Takaful in property. This Takaful is comprehensive scheme to protect your home, belongings, and assets. The house owner plans cover your house structure, including the walls, roof, fixture, and fittings, garage, gates, fences. The householder plan cover your house content like household goods, personal effect, and other movable possession. It also provides coverage in the event of loss or damage caused by any of like fire, lightning, thunderbolt, subterranean fire, damage caused by aircraft and impact by a vehicle or animals, bursting or overflowing of water tanks or pipes, thief, burglary, hurricane, typhoon, windstorm, loss of rent, public liability also, which is the recent issue in Malaysia, is no exception, namely severe floods that destroy property. Okay, next, in this slide, we have general Takaful, which is in personal accident. In this situation, it is an annual plan that provides the participant and his beneficiaries with compensation from an accident. Which types of coverage? Firstly, death. Next, permanent disablement. Also, temporary total disablement. In additional, temporary partial disablement. Moreover, medical expenses. Last but not least, funeral expenses, and lastly, general exclusion. So in other slide, we have general Takaful in miscellaneous. It is designed to cover loss, damage, or destruction to the participant property by any accident or misfortune. And also, it involves all types of risk. So, machinery and equipment, it is to cover immobile industrial or commercial equipment. It's covered against loss or damage to the covered property arise from fire and lightning, thief or housebreaking. So moreover, equipment it's covered mechanical propelled vehicle which is not licensed for use on public roads. For example, a tractor and forklift. Next, money. It is intended to protect industrial or business establishment against loss of money. It also provides coverage for money in transit. So that's all from me. I will give to my teammates to continue my presentation. Thank you for watching.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurlalatul Amira binti Mazul. My matrix number is 23DIB20F1035. Alright, let's move to the family Takaful. What is family Takaful? Family Takaful is plan or product or long-term tabarruk contract for personal protection with element of saving, investment, and fixed maturity period. In family Takaful product, we have two types of which is basic plan and riders. Alright, family Takaful contribution can be made in installment, but amount should be subject to be determined by the operator. Okay, first of all, we move to basic Takaful family plan, which is it have saving plan such as holiday, electricity bills or telecom bills. Next is education plans and medical and special plans for family and investment linked plans. Okay, next we move to the riders in family Takaful plan, which is we have critical illness, accident deaths and disability Takaful, hospital benefit Takaful, family income Takaful, waiver of the contribution due to critical illness, and immediate date Takaful, which is kairat kematian. Okay, next we move to the Islam investment planning. Okay, we move to investment. What is investment? Investment in simple word, investment means putting down some money today and to get more of it back later. That more mean that asset bulk as an investment has to grow enough to generate a positive return, which is a formal definition of investment is the current commitment of money for a period of time in order to derive future payment that will be compensate the investor for the expected rate of inflation, the time the funds are committed, and lastly the uncertainty of future payment.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ani Shakira binti Abdulaziz. My number matric 23DIB20F1007. Shariah concept of investment, concept of Shariah. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has provided Muslim and whole humans regarding Quran through Quran and Sunnah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam regarding belief, worship, daily affair, manners, ethics, and all other areas of life. The term Shariah refers to a set of Islamic religious law that governs aspect of day-to-day life for Muslim. In addition, religious ritual. Shariah law also provide followers with a set of principles and guidelines to help them make important decisions in their life, such as finance and investment, to achieve happiness in this life. The specific term of Shariah. First, the sum total of Islamic law, which is revealed in the Prophet Muhammad SAW and recorded in Al-Quran. Second, the right way of religious, wider than more formal rights and legal provision, which is mostly came in Madinah after Makkah verse had been revealed. It encompasses all legal rules as belief rules, akidah, moral, akhlaq, and the practical rules, Shariah or faith. Source of Islamic injunction have two. First, primary source and secondary source. For primary sources, they have Al-Quran, Sunnah, Ijma, and Qiyas. And for secondary sources, it has Istihab, Istihsan, Maslah Mursalah, and Sad Al-Jarai. First, for the primary sources, Al-Quran, it may be defined as the book containing the speech of Allah, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad SAW in Arabic and transmitted to us by Tawatur. It consists of the word of Allah SWT revealed of the Prophet Muhammad SAW in 23 years divine origin, addressed to all humanity without distinction of race, religion, or time. It seeks to guide human beings in all aspects of life. And for the Sunnah, it's a rule or manner of acting of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, from his saying or action. Hadith, it's a communication, story, or conversation by Prophet Muhammad SAW. And Quran generally deal with the broad principle or essential of religions. The detail are supplied by Prophet SAW through hadith. And for ijma, the universal and infallible agreement of either the Muslim community as a whole or Muslim scholars in particular. The consensus sometimes justified through saying from the hadith. Ijma may be based on Quran, hadith, or analogy. And qiyas or analogy is resort to in respect problems about which there is no specific provision in the Quran or the Sunnah of the Prophet. Analogical deduction of new issues on existing evidence from the Quran and Sunnah, process by which a rule of law is deducted from the original text in views of common effective cause of illah. For secondary sources, ihtisan, juristic preference of the strongest principle, and istihab, presumption of continuity, maslahah mursalah, extend analogy or consideration of public interest. And the last one, Sad Al-Jarai, blocking unlawful means to end unlawful ends.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Izzata Jannah binti Cik Kamarudin. My matrix number 23DIB20F1005. I will explain about Shariah worldview of investment. Firstly, Islam is the ad-din. Islam is the ad-din, that is the way of life. It is a comprehensive, integrative, and holistic religion that governs all aspects of life, major and minor, personal and social, spiritual and materialistic, and relates this worldly life to the hereafter. Secondly, wealth accumulation is enjoined in Islam. Islam encourages the Muslims to seek for wealth and That is because to live in better life and not back to other people. Next is balance between spiritual and worldly obligation. That is, a good Muslim is required to have a proper balance between the fulfillment of his spiritual and worldly obligation. Next is Allah is the ultimate owner of wealth and man is only a trustee. However, in addressing the issue of wealth, Muslims must not forget that the true owner of wealth is Allah and man is only a trustee. That is, to him belongs what is in the heaven and on earth and all between them and all beneath the soil. Lastly, man is vicegerent of this world, that is Khalifah. All the resources given by Allah are meant to be used by man for his own benefit, that is within limits prescribed by Islam, as well as for the benefit of others, thus fulfilling the very purpose of their creation. Leaving them idle without using them for rightful consumption or for fostering the common good through productive investment or for welfare contribution, for example, zakah and sadaqah, has been condemned by Islam. Next, I will explain about key principles of Islamic finance that Islamic finance transactions must comply with. Firstly is sharing profit, loss and risk. Islamic finance is concerned with developmental and social goals. Profit and loss sharing or partnership finance, which focuses on cash poor but promising entrepreneurs, is believed to hold more economic potential than conventional collateral-based lending, which favors established businesses. As profit cannot be assured, an IFI must assume at least part of the risk of a given transaction. There can be no guarantee of a fixed return. Equally, depositors with IFIs cannot invest on the basis of a guaranteed return. However, taking security is permitted to guard against negligence, willful wrongdoing, or breach of contract by parties to the contract. Secondly is unfair gain. The charging of interest or riba is strictly prohibited. That is, any return on money employed should be linked to the profit of an enterprise. The concept of riba extends beyond that of interest to include the idea of unfair gain or exploitation. The prohibited covers exploitation by one party who owns a product that includes money or capital and which another party wishes to acquire. Next is no speculation. Transactions relying on chance or speculation, that is maisir, rather than on the effort of the parties to produce a return are considered void under Shariah. Shariah does not, however, prohibit ordinary commercial speculation or risk-taking. Transactions involving the use of swaps and options, for example, must be considered carefully to check whether the commercial substance of the transaction complies with this principle. This is an area that is often discussed, and there have been some recent developments regarding Sharia compliant solution to hedging needs. Some Islamic experts now recognize the distinction between Islamic finance instruments that seek to achieve a prudent dispersal of risk in an underlying commercial transaction and are entered into for merely speculative reason. Next is no uncertainty. The existence of uncertainty, that is gharar, in a contract is prohibited as it requires the occurrence of an event which may not occur. When entering into a contractual relationship, there must be full disclosure by both parties because a transaction which is tainted with gharar will not be permitted. Any type of transaction where the subject matter, price, or both are not determined and fixed in advance will be viewed with suspicion under Sharia. Lastly is no investment that are not in the public interest. Investments must be Shariah compliant. Transactions involving certain products are prohibited, include pork, alcohol, gambling, conventional finance.